here. I mean, it's just incredible. I love seeing this kind of movement in the heart of what's probably not exactly conservative part of Colorado, right? But that's what we are. We have the guts to come in all the places because my father wants to be the president for all Americans, not a subsect of Americans, but for all Americans. And that's what he's been doing this from day one. I mean, if there's one person who doesn't need this job, it's my father. Right? He doesn't need it. He knows what it comes with. He knows the people are going to throw stones. You know, he's had a pretty good track record for 40 years, and all of a sudden, with 25 days left, everyone comes out of the woodwork. But that's the game that the other side plays, and that's what we got to change. And honestly, what's interesting about this election is that from day one, it's been a referendum for change. Even during the primaries, you saw that with the success of Bernie Sanders. You know, but Bernie sold out, even though his views are very different than Hillary. He got a nice beach house. He got whatever he got from them, and you know, now he's part of that team. Even though his viewpoints don't mesh, and even though he said she's a liar and she's unfit and all of these things, which now, based on the emails that we've seen have come out, is no longer conjecture. It's actually true. You know, we've seen what she thinks of Christians. Yeah. What she thinks of Latinos, what she thinks of African Americans in all of these papers, Catholics, evangelicals, virtually everyone. Yep. So now, it's not just 50% of the country that's in the basket of deplorables, it's actually everyone. We're all deplorables. Wait. Not everyone. Not everyone. If you've donated millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation, you are not, okay? But that's what we've seen. We've seen corruption at the highest level. We've seen our country be sold out. We've seen, you know, the second Bill gives a speech in Russia for hundreds of thousands of dollars. 2 weeks later, the State Department that's run by Hillary Clinton signs off giving Russians 20% of our uranium supply. Right. And we're the ones with the Russia connection. I mean, give me a break, folks. But that's what this is about. It's about hypocrisy, and I've seen it every day. It's been awesome, and it's great to see a crowd like this again in this part of the country, in this part of the state, with this kind of passion, because I've seen it every day. I've seen it as my father does rallies for 10, 15, 20,000 people, 2, 3, 4 times a day. I mean, we've never seen that in our lives. I mean, you're all a little bit younger than me, so it's different maybe, but I certainly haven't seen it in my lives, and I don't think you've seen it in your life, sir, have you? It's unheard of, but you know what it is? It's a movement of the people, by the people, and for the people.
That's right.
Yes. And that's what we've seen lately is of the elite, by the elite, for the elite. And America's sick of that. They're sick of watching all these brokers around D.C. and the richest zip codes in the country.
America first.
Around D.C.
America first.
Get rich, creating extra bureaucracy. Rules that no one can possibly even understand how to play by. Just so these guys around D.C. can get rich and they can control everything from D.C. Well, guess what? D.C. doesn't belong in your boardrooms, doesn't belong in every aspect of your life. They don't know better. And that's what this is. It's been a movement of the people. You know, when I look at the enthusiasm, and I see it as I go around the country. I saw it today in Denver Airport. People coming up to me, Don, I'm 25, I'm 35, I'm 45, I'm 55. I had someone 83 years old. They said, we've never voted in our lives. I'm saying, really? 80 and never voted?
No, I voted.
Oh yeah, well you voted, but these are people who have never voted. They've never voted. They've been in the system for that long, but you know what? They've been so disaffected by Washington. They know they're just being sold a bunch of lies. Right? Look at our opponent. She has a public position and a private position. Well, which one are her supporters voting for?
Right. Lock her up. Lock her up.
I have a feeling they're voting for the position that pays the most. The bankers, whoever it is, that's the one she's probably going to be legislating, not the one she's telling the people. And we got to change that. We want to give the people a voice again. The people haven't had a voice in so long, and that's what my father's doing this for. As I said, he doesn't need this job, but he wants the same opportunities that he had to start a great business, to start a great family. He wants that for each and every American of all ethnicities, all backgrounds. He wants to make that happen. And that's why he's doing this.
That's beautiful.
So,
More lawyers for president!
we agree with that. Thank you.
No twins.
You know what? No. How about a businessman? How about someone who's actually created jobs? Guess what? You know, job solves a lot of problems, right? Imagine everyone had the dignity of work. Imagine if everyone didn't have to struggle every month to pay their bills. You know, what that would do to the family structure. What that would allow families to do. You know, imagine we weren't number 28 or 30 in education behind a long list of third world countries that spend a fraction of what we do in education. Imagine what we could do with those kids. Now the media, they won't talk about it because we're also fighting a fight against the media. You saw today, 96% of media have donated to the Hillary campaign. I mean, you know, it's not a campaign against a politician. We're fighting mainstream media, we're fighting Hollywood, we're fighting PC culture.
And ISIS has endorsed Hillary Clinton.
I don't know. You know,
She's the
I can tell you, they haven't done much to help the problem, and my father will, because we're going to allow the generals to do what they need to do to fight this problem.
Yes.
And that's what this is all about, guys. It's an organic movement, and you know, it's interesting that it's the brash billionaire from New York that's actually the guy that's the voice for the people. But you know what? He's the only one with the soapbox big enough and the guts to actually take this fight, to take on this fight, to take on the establishment.
Yes.
That's what we can do.